Hello there. So today what we're going to do is I'm just going to give you a quick tour of where I'm at. So it's basically a devlog, but I'm not showing you how I've done anything. I'm just going to show you what I've done at this point. I'm going to keep these devlogs pretty simple. If anybody wants me to show how I've done stuff, go ahead and put a post in the comments below. But I'm just going to show you the progress of where I'm at. Now this is using the Intersect engine, and for the time being, that's the engine that I'm using. Now I am investigating a few other engines for 2D mmorgs. However, I don't really know how to use those yet as tools, but I have run into a few snags with the Intersect engine. And if I can work those snags out or find another way to do things and make it work, I'll continue on with this engine. In the meantime, I think I'm going to start slowly learning these other engines. And then if it looks like there's going to be a better way to proceed in the future, I may port everything over. So I do have all the graphics, the contents, the tile sets, all the stuff that I've developed for this should make a port over easy enough if I have to go that route. But for now, I'm going to stick with the Intersect engine and just show you the work I've done in it. So I'm going to just fire up the engine. Switch over to screen capture here. And you don't need to see my face for this, but I'll log in here and I'll just show you the character creation screen. Although I've already created a character, what I've done is I've just jumped into this area using the server admin tools. And with my pre-existing character, which is a female crystal cleric. So there's my female crystal cleric walking around. And what this is just a spiritual Zen zone area with the universe being portrayed as a giant spectral brain. And so what happens is you come in, you appear here, you start with a blank white character, kind of like a Casper the Ghost, but not Casper looking, but like a humanoid. And then you choose. Do you want to be a male, a female? Do you want to be? You answer a few questions. You take a look at the different classes, and then the brain then spawns you into the real world here. Which I'm going to just pull this up, insert, and I'm going to choose the zone area, and it is I'm looking for. Oh, no, it'll be B2, I think. If I could find B2. No, you don't go to B1. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, I'll kill this because I'll just walk everywhere else. So what I've done here, I'm just walking right over to the start area. And I haven't got all the character stats and the walking paces and all that set up yet. I'm just kind of have a default moving speed set so that we can wander around the map as I develop. But basically after you talk to the big brain, here's where you appear, washed up on the beach. And you got the seagulls and the wave rolling sounds. I'm not sure if you can hear those in here. But that's what I do. Lucy, shut up. Sorry, my little dog's barking. The other dog's looking out the window. They hear these seagulls and they think there's something going on. So here's a huckleberry bush. I'm just going to run past this blocked off wall area. Under the tree. Another huckleberry bush. Another huckleberry bush there. Anyway, you come down here and you talk to Dawn. And then she gives you a whole quest line. I'm going to just kind of talk to her here.
Oh, my name is Dawn.
I have an AI voice placeholder. I'm not sure if you heard that or not over my dog's barking. 1 second, I just got to close the door. And I'm back. Sorry about that. And anyway, so you just click on her, and then there'll be a bunch of quests. I'm just going to say do nothing at all. I'm good, thanks, bye. So I didn't want to go through the quest line and stuff because that all takes time. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate how you interact and how I've got it set up to see the people. There's her bus home with a lean-to on it. Now, she's going to give you a map so you can actually see this terrain. If I wander over here, you can see this giant bat. I was just testing out some animations. It's actually going to be in the bat cave. It's part of the Dawn quest. And as you can see, here's the bat cave. So you'll go in here. And that quest is basically kill the bat and get the turkey back. But first she teaches you how to harvest the huckleberries. And I'll just quickly show you how that works. There's a huckleberry bush there. So right now by default, oh, I got the axe equipped. So that's a woodsman's axe. I'm just going to zoom in to show you these items. Equipped, settings, video, and I'm just going to zoom in one here. Where am I? Oh yeah, it shifts everything on me. So here's that axe. Just a little hatchet. If I go into the bag, now if I equip this bag that you get from Dawn, it lets you pick berries. It's a gathering bag, so it's not just for berries, it's for anything that needs a gathering bag. And then without anything, it's her unarmed attack, which is a kick in this case. Different characters have different attacks. There's kicks, there's punches, there's different types of punches, etc., etc. And then for different types of items equipped, like this axe, there she is swinging the axe, and guns will shoot, staves and things will swing or cast or whatever. So there's a bunch of variety there. So what I'm going to do now is just go back into settings, video, go back to the normal scale. There we go. Back to normal scale. Double click this bag and I'm going to show you how to harvest. So you just click on it and you can see the little health bar on it. It's going down. Now, if you see above my character, there we go. There's huckleberry, loot all. Now I've got 2 huckleberries. And there's a nice little description. A nice bunch of huckleberries, fresh and juicy. Restores hit points 5. So I don't have any hit points lost right now, but if I go fight this chicken, let me just unequip that. Oh, I killed the chicken. It didn't hit me. So chickens only have like 1 hit point. I only put them in there just as critters to wander around. But I was using them as a test of smaller sprite characters interacting with the larger sprite characters. I did enable tab targeting so I could target the new chicken if I get close enough to it. There we go. So now it's targeted with the blue target box. But anyway, now you've seen the bus in the cave. If I wander down here, we're coming down to Mike, and Mike is the logger, the woodcutter. You can see the piles of wood here. He's got his handy dandy little camper that he lives in. His little campsite set up here. Go stay warm, warmer hands by the fire. I know, here we'll equip that bag, and then there we go, warm our hands by the fire. There we go, warming our hands over the fire barrel. And there's the ocean. I've set up the bounding on the ocean, just so you can't walk out to ocean. But what I did do here was I left it so you can nicely walk and see yourself underneath this bridge, just in the shallows and on the beach. So you can see the bridge is elevated up there. And what's going to happen is once you do Mike's quest, which is harvest a bunch of poplar trees, you'll come down here to the boat, and it'll trigger an event that will prompt you to go to the mainland, and then that'll take you over to the next area where you actually start playing the game now that you kind of figured out the basics. And then up here you've got the trees to harvest. And what I've done, I don't know if I'm going to leave them this way. I may change it. But I've left them slightly lighter in color, like almost glowing a bit so that they stand out. And I might do the same for the huckleberry bushes, just so that resources pop a little bit from the map. Let me know in the comments if I should do that or if it's just make them real enough and you figure it out by clicking on them. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to attach the gathering bag, and I'm going to come over here to this tree, and it says right there, sorry, you don't have the woodsman's axe, so you need to equip that. So I'll equip the axe, and now I'll chop the tree. I don't know if you can hear it, but I got a nice little chopping sound going on there. And then a little animation when the tree falls. So I could probably tweak that. It falls away. Actually, it's supposed to just go straight to the ground. And they respawn super quick right now too. It's supposed to go straight to the ground and then fall away, but it kind of falls downward as it goes. I don't know why. It's like there's gravity on it. I haven't been able to figure that out. So if you have any ideas why that's happening and you use intersect, throw it in the comments for me, please. Then we come up here to my beach gravel terrain, which took a little bit to get right. I've got a few different gravels like that one over at Mike's and this. Took a bit to get that right so that it worked well with these rocks and plants. And you can see here, I spent quite a bit of time. I haven't done any blocking there, just up here. Oh, no, I didn't block up here yet. Oops, I guess I better block up there. I blocked out here by the ocean. But I've been working on trying to make it look really good. So I've got like 3 layers going on here on top of the ground layer. And then these plants are like 3 different mask layers and fringe layers and things going on. So I've got to block all that off because if I walk up here, like you'll see, I'll disappear under some of this stuff at some point in time. Or I'm on top of it there. I'm under that plant, but I'm over that rock. And yeah, it's blocked off in the front, but not the back. So anyways, I'm going to just wander over here. And I'm going to show you my one thing that, we'll see if it happens on this computer. This computer has 256 gigs of RAM and 12 gigs of video card RAM. So I don't know if it'll happen or not. But there seems to be an issue when I got lots of stuff like those rocks going on, where I get this tiny little jitter, and that's been my main concern. But I've been testing on a 5th gen or a 6th gen i5 laptop. It actually doesn't seem to be happening here, so maybe it is just a RAM memory thing. I don't seem to have a stutter. No stutter. Interesting. So I wonder. Maybe it just needs a little more horsepower to run. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you that I got done in the starting area was I was trying to figure out a way, because mini maps aren't really built into the intersect engine, and I didn't really want a true little goofy mini map like a lot of games like this sort of the Zelda style. I wanted something a little more cartography style, but I also wanted it realistic enough that without a marker on the map, you could actually see where your player character was. So you see me walk all over this map, and I'm just going to walk over here. I'm going to just cruise down. And just run down the beach here. Run through the grass. And there was a tiny jitter there actually on the load. So Mike's camp probably has a bit much going on. I got quite a few layers working here too. There was a tiny jitter, but not so much. So here's Mike's camp. I'm just going to wander over here by the lumber piles. And now what I want to show you is I'm going to pull up the map. And there's the map that I made. So this is, you got the north here, west, south, east. Now, if you'll notice on the character up here, you've got little north indicator as well. So I wanted to make sure I modified that and put that in the GUI myself, so that you could actually see the what the player was direction, so you can always tell which way is north. So north's basically always up in this to make it easy to navigate. Someone tells you to go west, you know to go west. Someone tells you to go north, you know to go north. Makes it pretty easy for the game. Now, this artwork here, so what I've done is I've set this template banner in the background to be used. I've got a specific size on this. And what I did was I took a screenshot of my area and I uploaded it to our own private AI stable diffusion model. Rendered this out. I rendered like 16 different maps out until I got enough that I could work from it. And then I combined all of those together, cleaned a bunch of stuff up, deleted stuff, copied trees, moved them around, pasted things down, whatever, to get an accurate representation of the player map. So that's how I'm going to do it. So you could tell here from the player map, if I wander over this way a bit, I'm up against something there. Sorry, with the map open I can't see. But you can see Mike's little trailer here. It's a pretty good little representation. There's a couple of things out here where he's got stuff. They're not exactly perfect representations of what's what, but that's there. Then if I continue down, you can see that the tree doesn't exactly match this tree. It's more over here, and there's not another one there. They're two of the same, and it's a little different. But it's close enough, right? Then you get down, you got this dock, and then you got the red truck. It's not exactly the same red truck, but it's still a red truck. However, this map, I wanted to go this methodology because instead of looking so blocky, because I'm working with a grid-based tile system. So if you look at my inventory, it's like 1 tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4 tile. It's a tile system. We got to lay down 32 by 32 squares. But I didn't want it to look like a tile system in the maps that the players see. I want you to get a sense of the world, and I want you to be able to get a sense of it feeling more real at that map level rather than more, I don't know, old school Zelda or Final Fantasy map based. So that's why I decided to put the extra time and the extra work in to make these maps so that when you pull up a map of the area, you get, you know, a much more realistic, it just to give you more of a good sense of vibe, like the Baldur's Gate Lineage 1 style sort of thing. I wanted it more realistic and not just screenshot map shrunk down and all pixely looking. So that's why I did that. And then you just click to close the map. And then if you hover over the map, it just says tutorial map. This is a map of the tutorial area. Click on it to view. I've kept it a super simple mechanism, and you'll be able to pick one of those up pretty much in every populated area right near the beginning of a zone when you go into a zone. And I figured if I keep the zones relatively small and you get different maps for different zones, then it gives you a pretty easy visual to pull up. Like if I'm walking along over here and I'm like, oh, let me just run over here quickly. Now pretending this isn't such a small zone area, but you know, it's a little bigger or whatever. Okay, yeah, we'll go here on the beach. It's like, okay, I was playing 3 days ago. I forgot where I left off. I logged in. I'm just on this generic piece of ground with this corner here. Oh, okay, but I've got this map of I know the area I'm in, so let me just pull up the map. Oh, well, let me just look at that. That's I'm on this beachy area. There's a tree right there. There's a little bit of a wavy inset thing. It's like, oh, well, it kind of goes around a bit of a corner. I got to be right around here on the map somewhere. So I kind of know where I'm at. Like, it gives you a pretty good idea. That's all I wanted to accomplish with it, right? To give the players a little bit of guidance, a little bit of area. Don't need to track them like you've got a GPS. You know, I just wanted it like, oh, I'm looking at a map. I see the map. There's a landmark. I see I'm near the landmark that grounds the shape. I know where I'm at. So anyway, that's about it. Come back to the main camera. I just wanted to give you a dev update. That's where I'm at. I've got the quests for the tutorial zone all set up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually now start working on the mainland. The other thing I've got set up, I'll come back here and show you real quick. I've got it set up, but I don't have it like set up in the real world to work yet. But when you, here we go. So when you die, I'm going to have it so that this is where you go. You get teleported to this chamber. And this chamber is, I'm behind the block out zone, but you'll get teleported to right here in this chamber. And then from there, you'll just interact with an event here. And it basically says, hey, you know, what color crystal key you got, hence all the colors of crystals up here. If you've got a corresponding key to the crystal, then you can teleport to a different teleport chamber, which is actually the same teleport chamber, but it's when you leave by hitting a walkout zone here, in what zone area. And so you can see I've got enough to do a whole bunch of zones, and it'll just be like a crystal key to activate the teleport chamber, and you're good to go. So pretty much that's it. That's really all I really wanted to show you. And I just teleported myself probably into a block zone. Oh no, I can get out of there. But yeah, so that's it. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.